16,000.
Half the pot. Is it an under bet?
Called.
Wow. Helmut doesn't realise what bad shape he's in.
Yeah, he needs a heart. He needs a queen. He needs an ace. 9 of hearts would be a very ugly card for
But
him.
no, he's missed.
Check.
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 Ace queen.
And Lascelles Barrow taking a piece out of the champ, Phil Hellmuth. I bet that's going to make Lascelles feel good.
Yeah, of course. There's nothing really Phil can say. He probably should have folded on the flop. Thought his hand might be good, but you don't really have time for those stubborn calls in this event. Probably a bit of naivety in the format. He's just given away a third of his stack.
27,000 extra from flop on, right?
Yeah, I mean, just give it up on the flop, or re-raise pre-flop. I mean, I don't mind just calling to see a flop, but once you miss the flop, just give it up, Phil.
Phil's down to 67,000, and this one's only 2 hands old, which is actually nearly half the first level.
Raise to 8,000 total. Pass.
Ace 8 for Phil, 4 times the big
Pass.
blind, and he is the short stack.
Pass. Call.
And
Pass.
Goodwin's got it in for him. It's a weird call, Mark, because, I mean, he's not even really guaranteed. Phil's a tough guy to get paid against anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, a raise is probably better, but
I like that.
Check. Check.
why did you check that flop? They might have a stab it on the turn if it comes something unthreatening like a 5 or 4.
Check. Check.
Now he's going to try and see it out a showdown. He's got quite a few cards to dodge.
Check. Check. And play.
The Ducks.
Looking strong.
And ace something against pocket
Thought it
pair,
might be a
pocket
split
pair.
top, but I guess not. Yeah.
It is the first level over. 7 hands have been played, and Goodwin's won 3. Helmut's on the goose egg. It's amazing that Dixie's won a pot and hasn't yet played one. That was the blind, was it?
Well, this can't be an hour-long
I'll
show,
tell
can
you
it?
what,
I guess it is.
I've
Is
played
this
in
a
some
show
poker
itself?
games like that.
Yeah.
Nice. The other one must have done it.
The house man always seems to win
Yeah,
pots
but it's
without
not like
playing
Poker
them.
After Dark where they show every hand.
And they edited it down to 3 minutes.
Pass.
The only player at the table who you'd say the
Pass.
situation or strategy has
minutes?
changed for stack-wise is
21
Helmuth.
minutes, right?
I mean, has it changed for Barrow at all?
No, I don't think so.
Raise to 10,000
If you can get a nice start, but you
Pass.
don't need to be moving yet.
Stick that in there.
You don't need to be applying pressure on other players just yet.
Do this.
Only 2 shares.
Still, level 2 still counts as one of the early levels.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks. We're selling them. This is part of my clothing line.
You doing me an MG?
Yeah, that T-shirt that Helmut's got rolling out.
You have
That's
to do that one.
24 karat gold inlay. It's all for sale on his website for $799.
This is my favorite shirt, though.
But,
Right, okay.
Sadly, if you hung out with me the last 40 days, I probably wore this 38 days. I mean, I have 20 of them, but you know.
Pass.
Did you think he goes to his own website and buys them? Or, I mean, I can't imagine anyone would ever.
He
would ever
told
do
me
that.
he told me I could have a pair for a T-shirt for
Raise to
$399.
Yeah, so-
I don't think anyone in their right mind would take that who's not related directly to Phil Hellmuth or has shares in his company.
This one I like just like this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we have all kinds of other shirts,
Pass.
too.
And do you think, would Annette be, she's obviously getting raising hands rolling, but would she be raising
That's a new adventure
raising
for
here
me
without
now,
these kind of
starting a
hands?
clothing company, you know?
Or is she
Yeah.
just raising?
No,
Guessed
I
it.
think that she needs something. She needs
We
a
might
playable
sell
hand
them
like
Macy's, that'd be great.
like the one she's got or better probably. Queen 10 suited is probably like at the bottom of her range.
So 3 and 6,000, halfway through already, and your prediction, Annette, is comfortably in front. Her win in the WSOP Europe, Roland, was pretty considered a pretty impressive result around the poker world, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a fantastic event to win, and she, you know, it was more her age and
To 15,000 total.
being
I know you wanna
female.
Play this hand. I'll sell it to you.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
Nice fold by Dixie there.
No, but
Pass.
Annette, and then she made another result in the Dublin EPT, finishing 1-0 up.
Cool.
So yeah, very impressive. We'll see if it goes on, but I think she'll definitely continue to have good results. She's got a solid game.
This is
Check.
pretty much it for Mark Goodwin. this is kind of what he expected, isn't it? Two pair. He's got the bottom two, and that's got the top two, and there's just nothing, right? There's
Yeah.
just
21,000.
Okay, so Mark eliminated in
Cool.
6th,
Cool.
and Annette now with a big chip lead.
And you can see Mark. He doesn't look very surprised.
Nice
Just
hand.
You can still hit a 9. I don't like when people stand up. They always suck out.
You haven't played against me before. I'm not one of the sucker outers.
Mark will feel like he's a suck-outee.
There's only 1-9 to hit.
Yeah. There's pretty much nothing Mark could do once the flop came down, is there?
No, not really. I mean,
Good luck, everyone.
Cheers.
He's not very lucky. Mark Goodwin out in 6th.
Yep. Good luck, everyone.
It was a very cold setup once the flop came down, as Roland said. Top 2 versus bottom 2, and that's all she wrote. 1-9 left in the deck, and Goodwin not going to snare it. Big lead for Annette, 15.
You got to take your chance because you got another go, and I just walked, one big hand into another. It's not very often you flop 2 pair, so the chips had to go in. If it was Roland, they would have hit a 9 and I would have won, but we don't do that in the real world.
Line's going up to 5 and 10,000, Roland, and Annette has turned up the heat, and Phil has got himself back a little bit.
yeah, it's Annette bar, as they say in horse racing. Bar Annette.
Dixie, this has to be what Dixie was waiting for, 5 and 10,000. He's only done about 10,000 damage to his stack, hasn't moved a hand yet, and he'll be like a Dixie
Pass.
train now, won't he? He has to be.
What's a Dixie train?
It's the train that I think that Sherman took down to Georgia to wipe out the South.
Fast, was it?
I just made that up, actually.
Pass.
Phil's just limped in here.
Cool.
Phil's just limped in with...
Raise.
Phil's just limped in with the aces, and he's got LaSalle on the hook.
Okay.
Why mess
All
around?
in.
Just waste time. I don't think he's going to call anyway.
That's just come perfect for him, hasn't it?
And yeah,
And there's an 8 down.
there's an 8 down.
Wow, the bullets for Phil Hellmuth, and it was a pretty good move by LaSalle, wasn't it? I mean, you
I
can't
don't
fault
think I
him
can
for
lure
that,
you
can
in
you?
by stalling 20 seconds.
Or would you have made it a smaller raise, or?
No, I think for him it's not. It's hell of a bad play. There's money in there. There's 20,000 out of there. He's got chips. It's not the worst play. He's got medium pair. Just unlucky. Phil trapped him pretty well.
The good news for LaSalle, if there is any, is that he's got Phil Hellmuth covered, I believe. So it is Hellmuth all in.
Yep.
Has to be the case 8. And that's it.
Just 1-8 in the deck. Needs to be 8 of diamonds or Phil Hellmuth doubles up with some cannily played pocket aces.
Thank you.
30.
And just like that,
40,
it's the
50.
Hellmuth Oberstad show or
60.
showdown.
Yeah, the two favourites are now looking comfortable.
70. I see 75,000.
Okay, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75.
I don't know. Sometimes I like to give people just a little rope.
I saw your heads up at,
All in.
on the last heat.
This is kind of forced from LaSalle, isn't
You
it?
saw the
I know
time
you
I
don't
limped
really
in
want to
big,
get your
didn't
chips
you?
in with
I
deuces
saw the last
rolling, but
time.
what else is he
did
going to
you
do?
last time?
Ace king suited. I limped in.
No,
with
no
a
choice here.
How much is that?
He moved in with 10-6.
Has he got any fold equity at all?
19,000.
Yeah, he has some.
All in.
Has Tim moved all in with the 8 high?
Tim does this. I've seen him do this before. He gets the third person out, but does put his whole stack at risk in doing so.
Pass.
So